Lakers. Third straight win for the Lakers, by the way. And reminder, no Luka. 105-99. LeBron finished with 27, 10 assists, 7 turnovers. Austin Reaves had 16. Moses Moody had 25. It's the third time that the Lakers have actually held an opponent to under 100. And yes, asterisk, no Steph. There he is in street clothes. That being said, 3 straight games have been won since the return of Austin Reaves. Lou, I don't know what else there's to say. I mean, I think most of us went from who's Austin Reaves to legit believers, but how much does that ceiling raise when he's back?
A lot. He's one of their best players. He's one of their top 3 best players on any given night. He's gonna be 1, he's gonna be 2, he's gonna be 3. And that's going to be a consistent. That's something that you can hang your hats on when it comes to Austin Reaves, and he makes them a better basketball team. You know, we're critical of the Los Angeles Lakers a lot because we know what standard that they go by. This is a team that raises banners. They don't go for second round exits. They don't go for Western Conference Finals. They compete for championships. And when you have a standard like that, we always judge them and criticize them based on where they are. But this is a quality basketball team. If you throw the Los Angeles Lakers in the Eastern Conference, we're having a completely different conversation about who's what in the East. But because they're in a tough West, you know, they're sitting at 5th place with a guy like Austin Reaves being the amazing player that he is and what he brings to the table for them. But he definitely raises the ceiling anytime that he's in uniform. They become a better team on the offensive end. They score easier than when he's off the floor. They play faster. They become a 3-point deep threat basketball team when he's out there. All the way across the board, they become a better basketball team when Austin Reaves is available. So I love it. Now, where can they get some improvement in the standings and where they are? I don't think they move very much because a lot of teams have pretty much positioned themselves. But if they go for a crazy run, I can see them cracking the top 4, getting out of that 5th and being a home court team.
That's a tough gauntlet right there in the middle, Boogie. It's going to be a hell of a run after All-Star.
I agree. I mean, I think Austin Reaves has pretty much established himself as far as what he can do on a nightly basis. We know he's a great offensive threat in this league. And obviously he lifts his team when he is available. But I feel like it's been kind of a pattern for this Lakers team throughout the year. It's always 2 out of the 3. You know what I mean? So we always getting these waves of, 2 out of the 3 superstars playing together. And they eventually always go on these runs. So I'm more so forward to looking at them as a whole, seeing them play consistently in a stretch. And I think we get a better view of what this actual Lakers team is. Like I said, it's been real choppy throughout the year as far as having all 3 guys on the floor together. And I think that's more so of how we can determine this Lakers team, moving forward and how good or bad they really are. But obviously, with the talent that Austin Reaves is, he elevates his team. And, the other 2 superstars are established and well spoken for as far as what they've brought to the game. So, we'll see what happens.
I want to do a little film sesh, if you guys don't mind here. Draymond Green specific. Take me through these plays. There were a couple of them. That's the Vanderbilt moment. You also had an Austin Reaves moment coming up here in a second. Look, there's 2. I don't know. Should they have been flagrants? 1, you tell me. What am I looking at, Boogie? Okay, you said it's basketball.
Yeah, it's basketball, man. Man, Lou, when you was growing up and it'll be that one football player that plays basketball and he
ain't supposed to be out there. He don't understand the body. He don't understand the science of it. So he just running into people out there.
And you know how
this is Draymond Green.
And you know how you would quickly label him a dirty player when actually he's just a rough ass player. Like I think we got to get to the point to where we just realize Draymond is just a rough player. We just gotten so soft and we so used to the finesse.
This is a rough. When somebody gets hit, all of a sudden it's a dirty play. This is basketball. This is a regular Monday to me from my first 10 years in the league. This was nothing.
Yeah,
I can't believe y'all are pretending Draymond's new, like he doesn't know his own strength.
No, we're not saying that we're new. We're just saying that how we talk about these things. It's like this is basketball to us.
Just makes.
I think they made the right calls. I think they called if it was a foul, it was a foul. But to try to make it anything more, come on, man. I've seen dirty players.
The only reason that why these things stand out, because back in the old days, back in our day, usually a foul like that was followed up by somebody else fouling him like that or fouling
Yeah.
their best player like that.
Right.
Nobody's retaliating. And so he just out there looking like a crazy man by himself. But this is but this is nothing. Like
Literally
years
nothing.
and years, we've talked about Draymond Green being Steph Curry's security, being his muscle, being the guy that's going to protect him and make sure he's okay. Some other teams need to get like them. That's all. Just y'all need to get
fair.
like them and get somebody with this identity. So no, these, you say it's a dirty play or a flagrant, whatever it is. This is who he is. We got to get over that. Somebody else just got to match his energy.
I wish somebody would. I'd pray for that. I really would, Lou. I wish somebody would.
Gotta live by the wish creed.
Come on. We got to take a quick break. When we come back, well, look who's back. Clippers are finally doing some things, so Paul Shear joins
Paul,
us.
welcome back, brother.
Yeah. What's up?
We'll have him next. This is a fun Super Bowl day sitch. Brunson and his team snapping the winning streak for the Boston squad. 111-89 is your final. Jalen finishes with 31-8. Josh Hart with 19-6. Jaylen Brown 26-4. It was pretty physical sometimes between Brunson and Jaylen Brown. It was kind of fun actually. But they've now won 9 of their last 10. New York has. Their Friday loss was they lost by nearly 50 to the teams theoretically they're going to play in the Eastern Conference Finals in Detroit. And that's the second time, by the way, that team's dismantled them. So let me ask you this, Lou. What's more likely for New York, second round exit or a finals appearance?
If those are my only options, I gotta say a second round exit, right? But again, this was an interesting week in the East, and it told us a lot. It was a lot in the games. The number 1 team beat the number 2 team by a lot, and the number 2 team beat the number 3 team by a lot. So now we kind of have an idea of where this is going, especially if we're talking about a 7-game series and these teams having to match up at some point in the playoffs. Obviously the season isn't won by 1 game, but again, you can kind of get an idea of where this thing is going to go by what we saw last week in all of these games. And so, New York having to possibly have to face Detroit in the second round, that's going to be a tall task, and that's going to be a big ask for them to try to get out of that if they don't adjust some things, especially if, that's going to be a team that's going to throttle you by 40 or 50 points.
Oof.
And we're trying to figure out a way how you're going to win a 7-game series. A lot of adjustments got to be made, but we also can make the case about the team that they just whooped on. A lot of decisions got to be made for the Boston Celtics. Where do we stand in this pecking order in the East? So there's a lot of good basketball and a lot of meaningful basketball left to be played. But if those are my only 2 options, I got to pick the first choice. But who knows? It's still up in the air with the way that this thing is going right now.
I mean, man, it's so
fun.
up and down. It's so up and down when it comes to the East. It's hard to determine. It could be a situation where health is involved to where they could, consistently win out and become, a team that reaches the finals. And I can also see them being a second round exit. So everybody in the East has gotten better, and I'm not mad at it. I think this would probably be the most competitive Eastern Conference playoffs run we've seen in a while. I'm so-called the known Nick hater, but I could see them being a second round exit.
Okay.
If everything plays out the way it's supposed to, second round exit.
Then yeah. By the way,
if everything
part of that
plays out how it's supposed to, second
I like that.
round
It's supposed to is odd.
Crazy, dog.
What does that even mean, dude? Who's making the script? What is even happening? P.S. on the Boston thing, there were the reports too that Jason Tatum's officially moving into the 5-on-5 phase of recovery. So that is something that they will have to look forward to.
If he's about to play 5-on-5, that tells me we 4 weeks out.
Like I said, if everything happens the way it's supposed to, that'd be a second round exit.
You're not wrong. There are a lot of people who think that. Boogie, my favorite trade of 2026 is the Jose Alvarado going to play for the Knicks. Like I'm stoked for it. I love everything about the vibe of that. And he was the leading scorer off the bench. So here we go. Are we thinking, what does he do to this team? Like, what is he giving them that could potentially take them a step further than last year?
Spark off the bench, energy, a defensive presence, a guy that's going to push them to another level, defensively and offensively, another voice, another leader in the locker room, a hometown kid, that New York pride, everything, everything they kind of embrace within, that city and culture. So, I think this was a great addition for the Knicks. I do think that he helped them get better. I like it. I think he's going to be big for them, especially with this run. So, I'm not mad at it at all. I think this is great for the Knicks.
Yeah, listen, I love it. I was trying to look on my phone here and see did Jordan Clarkson start again or did he not? Because I think he's gonna be the person that opens up the floor for JC. Like he's gonna be the defensive presence, the defensive minded guard that they need to go out there. Now JC can focus on going out there and just scoring the basketball and being a true six man for the Knicks that they need. Now, if you're telling me Jose is gonna chip in 10 to 12 points a game as well, as far as him being Grand Theft Alvarez, as he's going to do all of this, huge addition, huge addition. Listen, the more that we talk about the Eastern Conference, the crazier that Dal Morey's statement sounds to us.
Right.
The more that we talk about the East, the crazier that it sounds, because all of these teams, they address the issues that they've had. And they went out and they got guys that fit the description, that fit what they need to do to be successful. And I think this is a great pickup for the New York Knicks. When you talk about energy and effort and somebody that fits that mold of that New York grit and grind and want to be a tough-minded basketball team, he fits the mold. I love this addition for them.
My favorite. This is my favorite trade. It's not even close. Little battle out here in the West. Warriors playing the Lakers.